Good morning, everyone. Well, morning for me anyway. This is episode 19 of Keep It Real. Started the day a bit earlier. I was a bit confused then for a second. It's 7:05 in the morning. Yeah, look at the weather. I thought it would have been darker, but hey, we're in May. That's a good rhyme, wasn't it? Hey, we're in May. We are in May and we're in France, so maybe this is just the normal weather. Now, a couple of things to do right away before I forget. We've got to jump into here, remove £800 worth of rent. I really need to think of a better way to do this now, you know. I need to think about somewhere to stay. And also, what I'm going to do, jump into the map a minute. I did just notice then in the top corner, there is a field that's come up for auction. And I just want to see what it is. Now, don't think we're in a position to be buying a field just yet, but I cannot miss. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for, the orange. I'm going to keep the field auction mod on. Now, that field is £66,000 to buy through the map. I was about to say, at the minute, it's currently a lower price, but actually, it's so small in the top corner, and once it's there and it's gone, I don't know how on earth you check it. So that's annoying. It is a lower price. Definitely is a lower price, but I don't know what it was. Given it's 66,000 for the field normally, it's gonna end on more than 5,156. I think there's no doubt about that. So anyway, bills are paid. Wonderful. Seeing as we are halfway to the shop, we'll carry on to the shop and just pick up a shovel. Hopefully they're quite cheap, because that's probably gonna make the cow pen a little bit easier. I think it's a bit of a pain to do the wheelbarrow every time. The buttons are a bit fiddly, to be honest, on a controller. They're a bit fiddly to get the shovel to scoop it all up. So would it be easier to just literally pick it up with the shovel and drop it straight in? I think it would. I think so. Depends how much they hold though, to be honest. Let's have a look. So again, I hope everyone's well. I've recorded this, I always say it, but I've recorded this straight after finishing the last episode, so I would have replied to comments if anyone's given me any kind of thoughts or suggestions, but you won't see any of that in this episode because I've already done it. Now, let's just have a look. Where on earth is the shovel going to be? I'm assuming miscellaneous. There we go. 200 litres. That's not bad, because that wheelbarrow only holds 280 odd litres. I've just reminded myself, hopefully these towing chains, we haven't had to use them yet. Hopefully in a good way, we don't have to use them. But at the same time, I want something to happen. I want to have a bit of a disaster, because I do want to use them. Because they are pretty cool. The theory of it sounds really good. Anyway, £26 for a shovel. We can afford that, can't we? Doesn't look very shovelly though. Let's try and change this a little bit. Let's make that kind of a grey. Maybe. That does not look very grey. Okay. That brown is also very, very brown. What about this one? That's better. I'm going to give it a nice red handle. Racing red. That looks a bit more like a shovel. I'm sure we can buy that, can't we? £26? We can afford that. Now, of course, it would have appeared around the corner, so I'll just go pick that up. Yeah, I think from memory, the good thing with the shovel is you just kind of, you rotate it like you rotate anything else that you pick up. Yeah, so this will be much easier to kind of scoop and tip. Yeah. A bit better than that wheelbarrow, I reckon. Right, we'll chuck it in the back. It's annoying that the animation's a little bit weird on this. I would have quite liked it. The Mercedes that I use in the roleplay story mode has full kind of interactive controls. I don't use the interactive controls because it's annoying when on the story mode I want to kind of keep the HUD turned off really, and wherever you look with it you get tiny little X's appearing in the middle of the screen. They like float around and it is quite frustrating, so I tend to limit how often I use that. But you can control everything. You can open each door individually, you can open the bonnet, and you can kind of open and close that flap at the back there as well as the cover on the top, whereas this one it kind of opens all the doors all at the same time, opens the back all at the same time. It is what it is, I guess. I just like stuff that looks good. Anyway, right, we're going to head straight there. I'm pretty certain, I haven't checked it, but when we get a bit closer, when we get into the vicinity of the cow barn, then I'll load up the menu and just have a look. But I imagine the rate that that cow was eating the hay yesterday, it's going to need some more. And, of course, I've done an awful job of kind of ramming the hay trailer into our nice new shed. That wasn't very good, really. That was not very good at all. Let's reverse this down. We might as well chuck a couple of bales in the back. Oh, I panicked then. I thought the shovel had disappeared, but it's not. It's still there. Right. Let's just chuck a couple of these bales in, I think. Might as well do a few while we're there. It's less to try and stack in a minute. I don't know. Maybe I should have checked, but I don't know if the back opens on this and it kind of tips everything out. Maybe I could open these chains. Shall I have a look? Let's have a look. Open the help menu real quick. Open cover. What does open cover do? Oh, nice. Yes, I like that. I was kind of thinking to myself, it's silly that they don't open. And it was my own fault. Right, 3. Let's go with 4 bales. Good. I like that. I really like that trailer, by the way. I really like that trailer. It's a bit of a weird one to find. I can't remember what I searched for in the end to get the trailer, but you can find loads and loads of those balers like that. But to try and find a trailer that it shoots them into, it's called a weird name. I can't remember. But it's definitely worth the looking anyway. Right, let's just try and strap them in so they don't roll off. Drive a bit closer to the cow barn. So yeah, £5,130. We've got a few chores to do around the yard now, which is great. There's lots of chores to do these days. But I am thinking we might head to the pub and see if there's a quick-ish contract to do. Maybe a smaller size fertilizer contract would be quite good. Now, it's really cool that they don't automatically disappear, because I don't like that. That is just unrealistic, isn't it? But I tell you, I'm going to get so bored of this after the few refills worth of this. It's going to do my head in. Right, let's try and grab my shovel and see what kind of mess this is going to make when I split these open. Oh dear. There's one. Maybe I should do them a bit further over there. Okay, let's get those 2 first of all. Should just work nice and easy. And in theory, if I drop it straight down... Oh, look at that. Haha, this is way easier. Kind of doesn't make sense to have to do this, but... it's so bizarre. I think if you catch it in just the right spot, actually, it kind of tips it in for you. Good. Not going to take long at all. Yeah, if you get it in just the right spot. Yeah, look, it picks it up and tips it in all in one go. That's it's a bit cheaty, isn't it? Where are they? Right, I might not get so annoyed at it if I can do that. What is going on? Interesting. Really interesting. I get that there. That's like an automatic feeder. Okay. It works. Right, let's just clean it all up properly, shall we? Tip that into there. Come on. Good. Right. How does the cow barn look? Will that sit there nicely? Lovely. That's its new home now. Right. How does it look for food then? I wonder how much food this actually takes. Where is she? Cows. Oh, it takes a lot, doesn't it? In fact, it'd probably take all of that hay. But that's good. Realistically, you know, I don't want to put all the hay in there. It'll go off, wouldn't it? So she's at 54% health now, which is great because obviously I didn't put the water in straight away anyway. Oh look, 106 litres of milk. No way. One cow, 106 litres of milk. That's quite impressive. That is quite that's kind of fast actually. Kind of a bit fast. Yeah. Okay. It is what it is though, isn't it? Right, we're going to leave the pickup up there. Let's just try and figure out what I've got to do back down here a minute. I need to somehow unwedge the trailer. I really shouldn't have done that. Let's do that first. Then we'll stack up the odd bales that we got there. Oh, actually, that came out a lot easier than I thought. Right, come on, let's try and straighten out this dolly. Oh, no, it's not. Spoke too soon. Alright, come on. Is this going to work? Oh, I've lost a load of bales. I got out though. I did get out though. Maybe I should do the chains back up. That was silly of me, wasn't it? Right, let's try and spin this around. Now the worst part is, I've got to try and reverse that back there now. I do hate a dolly trailer. I'm not going to lie. Forget it, I'm done with that. Come on, let's just jump in. I'll just lob them all out. Yeah, that would do. I'll tidy them up in a minute. I was having no luck reversing that trailer, that was awful. So just while I'm doing this, I'll tell you a bit of a funny story actually. So Chris, who's a friend of mine, he's making the comments about me dumping equipment in the bushes and stuff, which is fair play, I get it. I'll tell you a funny story about him. He loves Farming Simulator. Not as obsessed with it as me, but he does enjoy playing it. And when he first installed FS22, he asked me for a good, really realistic British map. Which at the time, the absolute best was Calmsden. Probably is still one of the best actually, but definitely Calmsden. So the next day I asked him how did he get on with the map. He loved it, really enjoyed it, he said. Didn't understand how to get the harvester out of the shop area. I was like, what do you mean? He said, well, when I connect the header, it doesn't fit out the gate. And yeah, it kind of dawned on me, like, you are using a harvester header trailer, yeah? No, he wasn't. He was literally connecting it to the front and trying to drive out the gate, which is, you can barely fit a vehicle through the gates on Calmston. So that did make me laugh anyway. And he, ironically, comes from a farming background. So there you go. Whereas he's got a lot of farmers in his family anyway. Yeah, it'd be funny if some of them watched this to know what he was like. Okay, I'm pretty sure I would have time-lapsed that when I come to editing, because that was a bit fiddly. But I don't think I would have cut it out. It's quite good to see. At least you know I'm not cheating and doing anything dodgy. Yeah, it started off neat. It didn't end very neat, but that's not bad. That's not bad. Give me a break if you're whinging. It's not my fault. At least they're dry, eh? It does look awful. I'm not going to lie. That is shocking stacking. Anyway. What do I actually want to do now? What do I want to do? Is the mystery of the eggs going up yet? No. 5 pieces. They're still on 100%. They actually need a bit more grain, but it's showing 0 pieces in the pen, and it's definitely not generating more. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You would assume it to go up a little bit each day, wouldn't you? Just a little bit. Is it down to my placement of it? Is it down to the ground? Is it not spawning them? Don't know. I mean, it spawned to that one, okay. It's a bit annoying, if I'm honest with you. A bit frustrating. But anyway, let's give them a little bit more grain. Might as well keep it topped up. Oh, clearly I put that bag in upside down. Just got showered by grain. I have to go to the shop and get a bit more. That's fine. I might as well just fill it up while I'm here, aren't I? I'm literally gonna eat all of it. There's a little bit of that bag left. It's probably about 3/4 of a bag left. We need to get some more. Let's just have a look a minute. Cool. So, I mean, it's absolutely filled to the max of food. There's no reason why they shouldn't be producing eggs. So I just hope they get on with it. You know, I'm not sure. These say it has no birth yet. What does that mean? It hasn't bred yet, or hasn't kind of produced an egg yet? Do they have to produce a child before they produce an egg? I don't know. Enhanced Animal Mod kind of changes things around a little bit. I'm not sure how it works. Obviously the males. I mean, males are pointless, aren't they? Absolutely pointless. They don't do anything. So as they start to grow up, we need to sell them, really. As soon as they're worth a tiny bit more money, not as much in it, as soon as they're worth $1 more than what they are currently, we'll sell them. We just need to keep this full of females. Definitely. There's quite a few males in there now. Yeah, okay. Well, mystery that is. Still a mystery. I'll have to do it next episode. I'll check it again. I'll just keep checking it. Okay. Now, I don't know. We're in May. There should be some fertiliser contracts still. Do I go to the shop and get a fertiliser contract? Do it this episode? We're now at lunchtime. We're leaving it a bit late. Or do I risk it and get a fertiliser contract in the next episode, maybe mid-May, and spend all of our money on a couple more apple trees? I really want to do that. I don't know if that's the sensible thing to do though. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We'll go for a drive. It's going to waste a bit of fuel, but it's fine. We'll head down to the shop. We'll head to the pub. We'll see if there is a contract, and we'll accept that contract ready, but start that in the next episode. So at least I know as a backup, I'm going to have a little bit of an income coming in. That'll be good. Then I can end this episode on buying some more things for the yard, because for me that seems like the most successful episode. When I come out of the recording, I stop the recording and I've actually done something to this place, rather than just an episode of a time-lapse contract. I don't feel quite so fulfilled doing that. So hopefully this will work out a bit better. Okay, here we are. Let's have a little look. Contracts. Right, baling. Baling's out of the question now because of this issue with the sell point. I just don't understand. It's a bit annoying, but we do a baling contract. We can't sell the bales. It's just going to get stuck. Absolute waste of time. And frustratingly, that's all there is. That's it. It's literally just baling. Well, that is annoying. Just off camera, I'm going to quickly go to that bale sell point and see whether or not I can do anything just to fix it. I don't understand what it is. I'm really not sure. If anyone's had any experience of it, I have seen online, I've done a search on the internet, lots of people commenting on different issues with baling contracts, but I'm not in contract. I've ended the contract. I've just tried to sell one of our own bales and it won't sell. I've even, just in case it's because the bales were generated from a contract, I've even transferred, or kind of manually through development tools, put in a separate, completely separate bale. Still doesn't sell. Don't know what the deal is. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's only that sell point that's got an issue and that it's not every sell point in the map, because that would be annoying. What that would mean is I'd have to start a new save and try my absolute hardest to replicate everything that we've done, which I could probably do, but having to kind of plough all those fields again, and I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Worst case scenario, I might end up just sticking a placeable down. Maybe that might work. I don't know. Right, wow. As frustrating as it is, unless anything's changed, we cannot do any contracts. No, every single one there is to bale. This is definitely a grass kind of map, isn't it? Definitely. I thought there would have at least been a fertiliser contract. Maybe we're getting too close to the season to do the harvesting. Don't know. Okay. Right, wow. That's ruled out that idea. Still doesn't change the fact that I want to spend some money and put some more apple trees down. I really do want to do that. Let's just have a little look. Just going to jump into this menu now and see whether or not our credit rating's gone up a bit, because we might be able to take out... No. We can borrow £608. So yes, we can borrow more, but not a great deal more, to be honest with you. It's funny really, isn't it? Because we've paid back nearly 10 grand of our loan and they'd only allow us to borrow 600. Doesn't make sense. don't know why that is. Okay, well I think a couple more apple trees. But I'll figure out what I want to do when I get back there. Actually, thinking ahead, it's probably worth placing a greenhouse. Because that will produce the lettuce, which we can then use to feed the ducks. I don't know. Wait until we get there. Okay, right. What do I want to do? What greenhouses have I activated? Because I did activate some more and deactivate that one that I thought was causing the issue. Now that's base game, just relies on water. A bit too easy if I'm honest with you. These ones are a bit more challenging because they rely on seed, fertilizer and water. Unfortunately, the manure we should be producing from the cows would have been the free fertilizer, but that's not to be. See, but that, to be honest, that could, if I leveled the ground out a bit, that could work quite well kind of there-ish. So that's an option. Pretty much half of the money by the time we flatten it a bit. Or orchards probably work out about the same amount of money. If I was to place a couple more either side, aesthetically, that would look amazing. I want to do... I feel I should just get them in and get them to start producing. I think I'm going to do that, you know. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just before I do it though, let's switch the interactive zone markers on real quick, because I don't want to put the trees facing the wrong way around. That would make it difficult. Interactive zone markers, wonderful. And let's just check on the internet and see what's in the used shop. Is there anything worth getting? Absolutely not. That thing is huge. The size of it. I could have done with that on the Saskatchewan series, but it didn't come up on that one. Gosh. Right, let's do it. Orchards. Yeah, I'm glad I did put that on, because I would have placed that the wrong way around. Again, I want to free place it. They're not going to be floating this time, but it may be a bit of a challenge for the pallet spawn locations. I think it would still be alright. I think it will, I hope. So I want to stick one there. Yeah. And one, I reckon, just like that. Cool. I like it. Right, landscape, a little bit of painting, just a tiny bit. And a tiny bit there. Good. And then let's just do a tiny bit of grass as well. Only because it's ruined that bit behind. And I don't like that. Okay, switch the zone markers back up and let's have a look at our little orchard that's coming along. Look at that. I do really like that, you know. Potentially I might even keep going. I do like that. It's just quite nice. Right, let's jump into the water tanker. Give those trees a little bit of water. Now it might be worth, it's getting a bit tedious driving backwards and forwards. It might be worth investing in some sort of mains water supply, i.e. some sort of tap or something, so that we can get water from a little bit closer. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm really not great. at parking things. This is bad. I'm creating much more hassle for myself by not putting things away properly. I need to sort this out. Right, come on, let's give them some water. At least they'll be producing some apples in the background. That's a bit of passive income. Making up for the eggs, which don't seem to be producing. And then when I get back, I'm just going to tidy the yard, I think, before we finish the episode. Maybe next episode it will give us some different types of contracts. That would be nice. Right, well, here's tank number 1. Now, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a little bit more fiddly now to get up there and turn this vehicle around. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. It's also going to be quite tricky to know which one of these is actually being filled up now. So in theory, if I'm closest to that one, will it go into that one? Yes it did. Right, let's try and spin around. I'd like to hope right next to that one, fill that one. Let's just check. It is indeed. Cool. So the triggers aren't too sensitive. I'm glad of that. So we'll put the rest of that into there. In fact, yeah, that'll be fine actually. Do need to keep an eye on the cow though. Right. So let's just jump out and have a little sanity check. So all of these have got water. They need to be activated, and that needs to be activated. So they are all running. Those two have produced 268 litres of apples already. I'm assuming, I think NC, who's kind of been telling me about this a few times, I think they spawn at 500 litres, he said. So maybe not quite next episode, episode after, potentially, we will see our first pallet appear, which means we need to get a front loader. So there's always something to spend the money on. Now, has that changed throughout the day? Still showing 5. Still showing 5. That is annoying. Right, we need to sort this out. Look at it. I've put a new shed down and I cannot even get to it. Shocking. Absolute shocking. Not sure what I'm going to do with this trailer either, because it's not... don't know. It's not easy to reverse, but I feel like it could probably live outside. It's made in wood. Relatively hard wearing. And it was relatively cheap anyway. So I think this can live outside. Oh, this is an absolute nightmare. And it can live outside somewhere. That means I haven't got to bloody reverse it. Right, I know exactly where this is going to live. But I will designate somewhere for it to live. Right there. This is doing my head in. Now, part of me, in theory, thought I probably, for things like this, if I wanted to landscape something, maybe I should have got like a mower and mowed the area first, kind of to specify where I was going to landscape it. And I could still do that, but to be honest, at the minute, this is just a bit of a lazy way of doing it. Let's just try and make it look a bit more realistic. Got any of these nice? Yeah, let's use some of the green in there as well. Cool. I like that. Right, okay. Yeah, I reckon I can do a full circle with this trailer in that position that I've designated, which means I don't have to be so oh my god, I just can't reverse these. I do have an Xbox Elite control. I can adjust the triggers so that it kind of, you know, if anyone uses them, it limits you on how far in you press the trigger. It's great for like first person shooters and stuff, and it does limit how much acceleration you can do, which is great. And if I change the trigger setting, just a little click on the back of it, I know that actually it would limit my speed to such a low amount I'd probably be able to reverse it perfectly. But I just don't like reversing them in general. Just do my head in. Right, that's fine. That would do. I've had enough of it. Kind of looks like it should live there anyway, doesn't it? Not bad. Right, we need to prioritise expensive equipment over cheap equipment. So let's connect this up. Don't need to worry about the hoses or anything. Let's just get that properly into shelter. Good. Yep, fits in there nicely. What else have we got here? I mean, to be honest, that all fits in there quite well. I can get the water trailer into there now, I reckon. Yeah, not bad. We're not going to need the plough now for a very long time, and we're not going to need that for an even longer amount of time. So let's put the fertiliser spreader in the front, and maybe it's costing me money. Maybe I should empty out the potatoes left in the seeder and just return that back to the dealership. Probably a thing for the next episode, because I will have to drive it back there, and I'll have to do it in the tractor, which is a slow job. But that will open up a parking space for the pickup truck at least. Okay, let's try and do this without ramming it into the plough. There we go, that will do. Now I reckon put the tractor in, nice and snug. In fact, better idea, let's put it in that side, connect it up to that planter, ready for the next episode. Good, right, and we'll run up to the car and then pop that little water tanker in that other gap next to it. This is pretty good, it's worked out quite well. The problem with putting lots of trees around in one place is it really limits your visibility, but just means I have to do stuff like this, which is good. Whenever I'm playing on my own maps, I purposely do stuff like this. Anyone who's played with me online before, like back in the day when we used to have a server, UFG had a server set up, I'd always create the farms that were like the most difficult. It was kind of ridiculous really, but it just prompted me to once in a while play the game a little bit like this. Now, seeing as I'm in the zone, let's see if we can reverse that into that gap. It's going to be quite challenging because the mirrors are not amazing at getting the right angles. I think that will do. I'm not going to lie. I mean, look at that. Driving perfection. It probably could have gone back quite a long way actually, but I'm going to take that as a win. Yeah, I'm going with that. Okay. Let's pull this pickup truck into here. Maybe it will give me a nice screenshot. Nice little thumbnail. Maybe. Does that work? I reckon that'll work. Cool. Okay. Right. Another episode. Don't know how long this one has been actually. I've kind of lost track of my recording time on this one. But by the time I edit it up, I obviously try and aim for at least 30 minutes, ideally. I don't like doing any episodes under 30 minutes unless I have those irritating recording problems, which, as I speak to you now, my fingers are crossed that this is recorded right. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, until the next episode, probably be the pilot episode that you see after this one, ready for season 3 of the roleplay story. But either way, until the next episode, cheers and gone.